So this is the route I'm taking for the mammoth Harley Davidson endurance ride in Great Britain. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series. Please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So, as some of you already know, I'm going to be doing a mammoth endurance ride on the Harley Sport Glide in a couple of weeks. Still working on the exact date, but a few of you have been emailing in and asking for route details and if you can ride along with me and all that sort of stuff. So first of all, anybody is welcome to come and ride along, and as much support as you can give, whether online or whatever. The point is, I must warn you though, but that I won't really be stopping at any places because it's an endurance ride and it's just to finish the whole route. So literally I'll be popping into a dealership, you know, in the car park, taking a quick photo, quick update to social media. If anybody's there, great, quick shake of the hand, then I'm off again. So I won't be hanging around too much. But if you see me on the road, by all means, please, you know, ride along with me for however long you want to ride for. And, you know, all the support you can give me, much appreciated. Anyway, enough of that. But also, by the way, yeah, I am doing this in aid of charity and support for the air ambulance. And it's a charitable organisation as well. And they give life-saving treatment to anybody who needs it, really. And obviously being motorcyclists as well, that's... you know, a lot of incidents are attended to by air ambulances all over the country, as I say, which are all charity funded. But say the one I'm raising money for is the Thames Valley Air Ambulance, and the link's in the description below for the Just Giving page as well. Anyway, right. So the route I'll be taking is kind of doing a counterclockwise route around the UK. I live near the Reading Harley Davidson branch or dealership in Berkshire, just west of London. So basically I'm going to ride to Reading and then Guildford, then Sykes Harley Davidson, then Maidstone, then Lakeside, both Wars Harley Davidson in London, one in the southeast and one central London. Then going to Newmarket, Norwich, Sycamore, Robin Hood, Harley World, Chesterfield, then Leeds, Gateshead, Edinburgh, West Coast, Glasgow area, then Boca and Manchester, Chester, Stratstone, Wolverhampton, and then Birmingham. Got Cheltenham, Cardiff, Swansea, Riders in Bristol, Riders, Bridgewater, Plymouth, Southampton, and finish up in Harley, Oxford, at the dealership. And then I may just add one extra trip to go to Oxford European headquarters, which is also just in Oxford Centre. So that's basically 29 dealerships. If I include the HQ, that'll be 30 points of interest, if you like. I think it's possible to do it in under 40 hours. The actual by road miles, it's 1,760 miles. Now, if you've ever ridden in the UK, you know that it's a really tough challenge. A couple of years ago, I did an endurance ride around the UK, did 1,457 miles on that. On the previous video, there's a link for that as well. That took 24 hours pretty much on the dot, and that was painful, that was frustrating and everything. But that was mostly on motorways, whereas this is not going to be on motorways. So I think possibly 36 hours at earliest, but I think it's going to be, it may even go past 48 hours. It really depends. One of the big problems with this kind of endurance ride, with lots of different stops, is that you're not riding from fuel stop to fuel stop. What you do when you're riding, stopping, you know, social media updating and everything, and then going on again. And all of this sort of takes time, you see. So each time you're eating away in time. When I did the other sort of 24-hour ride, what I found was actually I was losing so much time taking breaks in the early part of the ride, in the first sort of 10, 12 hours, when actually what I should have done was taken breaks in the latter part and sort of soldiered on. In the end, what I did, I ended up just kept on, just refueled, went, and that's the only way I was able to achieve it. This might be a similar kind of thing. Already now I'm sort of preparing myself for it, and it's kind of things like how much sleep I'm getting. So I'm getting used to less sleep, the kind of food which I'm eating as well, and the kind of food which I'll be eating en route. So for the last few rides and also this ride, I kind of change what I eat and change what I eat en route as well. Kind of minimize, I'm a big coffee drinker, but I kind of minimize coffee because that's a diuretic as well, and that's not what you really want. But you need something to keep you going as well. So there are lots of different things to consider. So that's not only from a personal point of view, from a physical point of view, obviously the discomfort on the bike as well after a while. Completely stock, standard Harley Sport Glide. I haven't done any modifications, no modifications to the seat whatsoever. So it's completely stock, and this is the way I want to ride this bike right now and test it in a stock configuration. So that's probably going to be even harder in itself. One of the big things that you find on these big endurance rides, especially if you're not really going to be taking many breaks, is the psychological war that you have with yourself. If you've ever done it, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. Anytime you're pushing yourself to this sort of limit, you are obviously got to keep that safety margin in there as well. And the beauty of what I'm doing is that I can just pull over at any time and just stop, you know, if I feel that it's just not good enough and I'm just not, you know, riding properly enough. But, you know, it's the psychological war that you have with you. But one of the big things, especially in this country, is the frustration of being held up, being stuck in traffic when you know you've got a long way to go. One of the problems that you'll face as well is there's a tendency to try and want to push on and, you know, race, speed up as much as you can. And whilst in certain areas you do try and make up for time, the problem is it's one of those things, again, that adds to the psychological warfare that you have with yourself. So the best policy that I've found for myself, and it's only for myself, I can't say it worked for anybody, is really just to have a calm demeanor and just not, you know, not to even be considering any sort of times or anything like that. You know, just have a steady pace, just get there when you get there. And if you know, if you manage, you know, if I manage to make it under 40 hours, you know, with breaks, of course, so be it. If it ends up being 48 hours, whatever, I mean, it's still a monumental challenge. And thank you to a couple of people who've actually sent in their experiences of doing this kind of thing as well. You know, and they're absolutely right. They're saying, yeah, this is a really tough challenge, and it is. This is a huge, huge challenge, because this is not about long distance riding over weeks and weeks and years. This is actually about condensing endurance and doing it all, you know, in a wanna, which is really tough. Anyway, so that's the route I'm taking. I've chosen that route primarily because I want to get London out of the way. It's Maidstone, Lakeside, and the Two Wars dealerships that I'm primarily concerned about with traffic. And again, traffic is the killer. If I can beat those in the early hours in the morning with hardly any traffic, then I can get around the country with relative ease. I say relative ease, but we know what we're talking about. So what I'm aiming to do is leave about 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and then just do the route, get out of London by about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll be heading up to Newmarket and Norwich thereafter. So possibly by the end of the day, I should be somewhere near Edinburgh, Glasgow. But we'll have to see how that goes. I may be taking a break in Glasgow area, or I might drop back down towards sort of Manchester area and take it from there. But anyway, I will keep you updated. More videos coming. I say sorry this has been a bit of a long one, but I just wanted to address a few questions that people have had. So I am doing it all for charity. The links are in the description below and all that kind of stuff for the Just Giving page. You know, don't feel that you have to, you know, donate now. Donate if you want to. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to, if you want to come and support, great. If you don't, that's absolutely fine as well. But any messages that you can send along the way, I'll be updating as I go via social media, mostly sort of via Instagram, either pictures or videos, and that'll be distributed to all the other social media via the website as well. So you kind of have lots of opportunity. I will make more videos before the ride, and obviously after the ride I'll do a roundup video for you to watch and discuss all the things that went on, and it's going to be, you know, there's going to be lots of tough choices and lots of things that will be hard about this ride. There's no doubt. So I've got to do a few more prep things on the bike, and just obviously prepare myself a little bit more, and then I'll be ready to go. Right, so more information coming very soon. So please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below. Let me know any tips and tricks that you've got as well. And so if you want to meet up, whatever, you know, any of the dealerships, fine, that'd be great. Quick photo, whatever, and then I'll be on my way, and anybody is able to follow me. But that's it. Right, catch you on the next video whenever it is. And well, all I can say is, why am I doing this? I don't know. Ta-da.